All right, so today you're going to be working on some review with patterns in tables. Okay, review with patterns and tables. So let's go ahead and start with our first problem here. And what we have is we have a table that is starting at 6 and going to 14, starting at 6 and going to 14. So there's a couple different ways that we've talked about doing this. Okay, and let's look at the number line first, and then we'll take a look at the algebraic way. So I'm going to start by marking 14. So I'm at 14 here, and I'm going to go to 6. And I need to know the middle. So let's count what's going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the total distance is 8. If I want to know the middle of those numbers, then I would need to divide that by 2 because half of 8 is going to be the middle. So the middle, 8 divided by 2, is 4. That's 4. So let's check and see if that works. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle if I'm at 10. So this distance was 4 and this distance is 4. Okay, so I know that the middle number should be 10. Okay, now let's talk about the algebraic way to figure this out. Okay, so I'm going to make this big mark here. And we talked about box minus circle. Okay, box minus circle. So the box being the number that's towards the bottom, and the minus sign, and then the other number that's towards the top. So this is the top number, this is the bottom number. Okay, top number, bottom number. So 14 minus 6, if I subtract those two, I'm going to get an 8. Okay, I'm going to get an 8. So that tells me this full distance from 6 to 14 is 8. Well, I need half of it. Okay, so that's going to mean I'm going to divide by 2. So 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. So the distance from 6 to my next number needs to be 4. So this is a positive 8. This is a positive 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10. Plus 4 is 14. If I keep going, 14 plus 4 is going to give me 18. And plus 4 is going to give me 22. All right, so then my pattern of my x would be positive 4, because I'm going to go from one to the next, not the big jump, but the small jump. Okay, the small jump. Okay, so now I'm going to erase this part, and we're going to go back to our number line, and we're going to take a look at this side. So from 3 to negative 1, 3 to negative 1. So here's 3. And here's negative 1. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to the left. So since I'm going to the left, I know that I am getting smaller. So I know this has to be minus. Well, minus how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I subtracted 4. Okay, I subtracted 4. So let's see if we can figure out what our next number would be. So if I'm at negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, that brings me to negative 5. So if I take negative 1 minus 4, so negative 1, I can either do negative 1 plus a negative 4, or I can do negative 1 minus 4. But notice there's only one sign there, okay? And either way, that's going to give me a minus 5. Let's do it again. I'm subtracting 4. Negative 5 minus 4. Well, I like to think about it as a plus sign just because it makes it easier. Negative 5 plus a negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to throw me at negative 9. Okay, what about the other direction? What about the other direction? So I'm at 3, and I have to go for the other way. For the other way. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would bring me to 7. So notice if I'm going this way, I'm actually getting bigger. So it ends up kind of being a plus when I go the opposite direction. Okay, so the number beforehand. So when I think about my pattern of the y, okay, the pattern of the y, I know that's going to be a -4. So let's check ourselves with the box minus the circle, okay? So -1 minus my 3. So my box minus my circle. -1 minus 3. Well, -1 minus 3 is the same thing as -1 plus a -3, so that's still going to give me a -4. Okay, let's look at another one. All right, so take a minute, hit pause, and I want you to see if you can figure out what is the pattern here, and what are these numbers, and then what's the pattern here, so that we can start with those pieces. So hit pause, figure that out. Okay, let's see how you did. So -6, -10. So -6 is here, and -10 is here, and I'm going this direction. I'm getting smaller. Okay, I'm getting smaller. So how many spots is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be a -4. Okay, that would be a -4. Let's check our box minus circle and see if that works. So box minus circle. So my box number would be the -10. And my circle number would be the -6. Well, what happens with a negative and a negative? Well, that's positive. So -10 plus 6. Well, that leads me to a -4. Notice how those two match. Okay, so now we got to go to the next number. So -10, and we're going to go ahead and add these. -10 plus a -4. So if I go again, 1, 2, 3, 4, where am I? I'm at -14. And if I check my math, -10 minus 4, or -10 plus the -4, I like to think about it as plus sign, that's going to be a -14. And same thing on this one. I'm going to subtract 4, -18, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to be here, which is going to be -22. Okay, so the pattern of the x is -4 because I was getting smaller. All right, now let's take a look at this side. I'm going to erase off my number line, and I'm going to mark the -4, and I'm going to mark the 5, and I'm going this direction. So since I'm going to the right, that's getting bigger. I know this is going to be a positive number. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So +8. Is that right? Or did I miss one? Oh, I missed one. Let's try +9. +9, not +8. Okay, let's check our box minus our circle. Let's see if it works. So box 5 minus, there's my circle, -4. What happens when we have a negative and a negative? That makes it a plus. So 5 plus 4 is 9. Okay, so this is +9. So if I have to figure out some other numbers, I'm actually going in this direction. I'm going to count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where am I? Right there. Well, that's a -13. So how did I get this number? Well, if I have a number line, I can count backwards, and that's not a big deal. But what if I don't have a number line? Because like my number line's stopping at 20. So if this direction is +9, this direction is -9. So I'm going this way. So -4 plus -9, that gives me -13. So now let's go it again. -13 plus -9. Well, -13 plus -9, that's -22. So -22. And then -22 plus a -9, if we do it one more time, that's going to bring me to a -31. Okay, a -31. Okay, now, pattern-wise, when I'm working on the pattern of the y, I have to use the down pattern, not the up pattern. I have to use the down pattern because this was a down pattern, okay? So I can't use the -9, I have to use the +9. So my pattern of the X is -4. My pattern of the Y is a +9. Okay, so you're going to be practicing 6 different patterns today. Some of them are going to be drag and drop, where you just drop the numbers, and some of them you actually have to fill the numbers in. There is a number line in there to help you. If you need it, use it. If you don't need it, that's fine. Use your Desmos calculator. That is also inside of that, so that you don't have to dig around for it. And we'll give you 2 attempts on this. Remember, when you are writing patterns, to write the patterns as -4 or +9, so that we know that you're going up or going down. Okay, going up or going down. If you have questions, reach out to us and we will help you. Have a great day and have a nice holiday.